Between the 44th and 46th block of Collins Avenue are what most agree are the king and queen of Miami Modern, the Fontainebleau and Eden Rock hotels. Both created by Morris Lapidus in the 1950s, the resorts are perfect case studies of resort MiMo. Structures full of inspiration, fantasy, and forward thinking.
The Fontainebleau is really the poster child of the whole MiMo movement, because what it did was it took architecture from being in one paradigm and took it into another paradigm completely. And it was basically to do with the massive sweep of the curve there, which is a quarter circle facing the Atlantic Ocean. And this really exploded the myth that a building had to be just a box.
People could be inside as well as being outside. With the tall glass, floor-to-ceiling glass walls, you could see straight out through to the ocean. The landscaping was unbelievable. Morris used to say it was like a postcard view of Miami.
What Lapidus did in the Eden Rock was that he actually continued some of the ideas that he started in the Fontainebleau. The circulation pattern of open circulation, the grand lobby, the soaring lobby space. I think in the Eden Rock it's even more successfully pulled off. And the tile work on the facade, where he changes the color of the tile as the facade goes up several stories, and it has this sort of glittering water-like effect. His understanding of materials, the technology of construction at the time, and his sort of playfulness made the Eden Rock work at different scales.
Many architectural details were named by Lapidus. These were innovations. The vocabulary didn't exist, so he made it up.
There are things like cheese holes, and cheese holes are actually concrete structures which you can actually see through. He would put them on the outside of a building, and the light would shine through them and hit the inside of the building, creating a very dramatic sense of light and shadow.
Well, Mr. Lapidus was into fantasies and follies and zeppelin shapes and conical shapes and cheese holes, bean poles, and woggles. Those were the three things that he was known for in his career.
And if you visit a Morris Lapidus building and you just spend a few quiet moments there, you can feel his creative energy in the space.
Ironically, the Lapidus style received anything but glowing reviews. They were blasted by critics as super schlock, pornography of architecture. The Miami Herald wrote, "It was probably not too disturbing to people who have lost their eyesight."
Morris had a floating cartouche in the ceiling. He had palms on the floor, which were large. He had columns that didn't have capitals, that didn't have bases. He was still having a lot of fun with the architecture.
The critics may have had fun cutting up this new style. Too bad for them. Visitors to these sleek hotels were just having fun, period. Everyone ate them up. They were sleek and stylish and sexy, places to really escape.
It went on to become very influential, and eventually something called the Miami Beach Hotel type developed in the 50s, and it was copied around the world, and it all goes back really to what Morris Lapidus did at the Fontainebleau.
Patrons to hotels like these often found themselves enjoying the pool and beach with the biggest stars of the day.
The great acts of the time, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, Milton Berle, all of those acts were here in Miami Beach. This was the entertainment capital of the world, and the hotels all had grand showrooms to put on the shows, to have the entertainment. It was a very, very exciting time.